Anderson Hunt, born May 5, 1969. From NCAA championship and most outstanding player of the tournament to parking cars as a valet. Some remember the ultra-athletic, shoot-from-anywhere clutch guard that played much bigger than his listed height of 6'1". He played on teams with at least 1 and up to 5 future NBA players on the roster in college, and only as a freshman was he less than the second leading scorer. The year UNLV won the national championship in a blowout win against Duke, he averaged 16 points and 4 assists. In that game, he had 29 points on 12 of 16 shooting. Again, some recall, but most don't remember the name at all. He was a local high school star in Detroit, but not a name that garnered all-American attention, still able to acquire a scholarship from the great Jerry Tarkanian and UNLV. After an outstanding but unfinished career at the school, he attempted to capitalize on professional success at the highest level. Greg Anthony, whom is the same height as Hunt, but Hunt's resume trumps in almost all aspects, became a lottery pick and played over 11 seasons in the league. Was he a better player? Or was it because Hunt didn't always play by the rules and got caught in one too many unfavorable situations? Either way, Anderson Hunt was a great college player that I think had he made the right moves at really important times, he would have been a solid player that could have played himself into an NBA pension like a Greg Anthony. Instead, if you ask about Anderson Hunt in recent years, at some point the person would say that he valets cars at a hotel on the Vegas Strip, or works odd jobs around the city here and there. A far cry for a guy that played in back-to-back Final Fours, won one of them, and was, for the moment at least, considered the best player on the floor. Here's how it could all go downhill from there, and in my opinion, 3 reasons his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Get it, man. Hunt is listed at 6'1", but I think closer to 5'10", if that, and was a star for the Detroit Southwestern Prospectors. He placed second in Mr. Basketball for the 86-87 season and was known for his high motor, defense, and ability to make clutch shots. Hunt then chose UNLV to play for a coach like Jerry Tarkanian because he believed in his ability to coach young players and for a chance to win a title. What's up, guys? Become a patron now. There you can find exclusive workouts, move breakdowns, and tutorials to help your development in certain areas. Also, receive consulting each week with me where I help break down your game and build you into the player you want to become. Patreon.com/stuntedgrowth for more. Link is in the description. Enjoy the video. Stunt number 1, leaving the program early. The toughest thing to advise a person to do is wait for a possible better opportunity. It's human nature to want more or better than what you have now without knowing the possibilities tomorrow holds. In basketball, this is even more difficult because there's something called age that can play a huge role in if things work out for you or not. The last thing you want is to look as if your age doesn't meet the expectations, or for whatever reason, you have a less stellar year than before. Then there's the risk of injuring yourself and seeing an opportunity slip away because your body failed you in your window of opportunity. It's also impossible to say no, especially if enough people around you are telling you it's the right move. In Hunt's case, everyone wasn't pushing him to go, especially the one voice that mattered in Jerry Tarkanian, who, if he being one of the more well-known player coaches ever, tells you it's not a good time, you should probably listen. You see, Anderson, although listed at 6'1", was the size of a point guard, but really hadn't played much of the position since high school with Greg Anthony on the roster. Anthony was a better coach on the floor, facilitator, and didn't need to shoot to be effective, whereas Hunt had a scorer's mentality and was used to put the ball in the basket anytime UNLV needed, and he did. He went from 12 points a game to 16 to over 17, improving in each season. He wasn't much of an assist guy, although as a sophomore he averaged 4 assists a game, second to Greg Anthony the year they won the national championship. Could he have left after that season? Absolutely. Why didn't he? For a chance to play with the most future NBA players he ever has, including one more year with future #1 overall pick Larry Johnson. He came back for a junior season where things started to get a little flaky for him, and it led to a poor decision. En route to defending the national championship, Hunt was averaging 17 points a game and shooting a career-high 39% from 3. In another meeting with Duke, this time in the semifinal game, he torched them again for 29, but his team lost by 2 points. He outplayed everyone on his team that tournament, including Stacey Augmon, Anthony, and Larry Johnson, who all went on to the NBA as lottery picks. After the season, pictures began floating around of Hunt in a hot tub and playing skins vs. skins backyard tap dance ball with known and convicted game fixer Richard Perry. Perry spent time in prison for fixing games to ensure teams won or lose and betting or advising bettors to bet on his picks. 2 months after the Duke loss, the pictures released, leading to an investigation and causing Hunt, some believe, to think he may be implicated in the investigation. Partly because of this, he left the school that June for the NBA draft against Tarkanian's wishes, who wanted him to come back and play more point guard to strengthen his chances. Also to be the leader of the team with Anthony, Augmon, and Johnson gone to the NBA. Hunt decided against the idea and left anyway. He went undrafted in the 1991 NBA draft as surprise to him and anyone that knew what he meant to those UNLV teams. Stunt number 2, outplayed by Terrell Brandon.
That night we ended up playing against each other. And so Emerson Hunt looking at me, right? So I gave him 50, whatever.
For players right on the cusp of being an NBA draft pick or not, the pre-draft camp has been around and a lifesaver for many since forever. For a player considered tweening positions and not seen as specifically valuable in any obvious role at the next level, this literally means the direction of your life from there on. For 2 guards in this class, this was all too real. Terrell Brandon, a listed 5'11" point guard that averaged almost 27 points a game his final season at Oregon and was seen as a score-first guard leaning toward a shooting guard in a point guard's body, there was a lot to prove. Anderson Hunt, a former national champion and Final Four MVP, caught in a possible point-shaving scandal and all that comes with, who didn't play point guard throughout college in a listed 6'1" body, this was the place to stamp his name. According to Brandon, he dropped an easy 50 points in their pre-draft matchup against Hunt and was then told he did enough so he could leave the camp, assuring he'd be drafted first round. He decided to stay and wound up winning the 3-point shooting contest and dominating Hunt all week, according to him. According to Hunt, though, this never happened, and he doesn't even remember Brandon at the camp. Well, Terrell went on to be the 11th pick in the 91 draft, while Hunt went undrafted. Brandon followed that and averaged 14 points and 8 assists in an 11-year NBA career. Hunt, on the other hand, had a short stint in the CBA, then immediately headed overseas and had some success, but didn't last long before he found his way back to Vegas, doing local commercials and parking cars. Stunt number 3, blown opportunities. Or maybe everyone that says not all players can make it to the league are right. I'm of the belief that every player that picks up a basketball and is good enough will one day get that first or one opportunity to fulfill their dreams of making the NBA. It all depends if you're ready for that opportunity or not. I'll use me as an example in 2 ways. When the opportunity to play at Liberty finally opened up, I was too far gone enjoying what being a Division I hooper and college life had to offer. Later, as a rapper trying to get on, as they say, I was sitting in a car in LA waiting for a friend, and Nipsey Hussle hops out of a van in front of me, looking like he was on a small press run and needed to change shirts. As he was doing so, the thought ran through my head, go rap for him, go. Oh wait, what would I rap? What would I say? I don't want him to misjudge me approaching him. He's a whole gangster. In the time it took to contemplate, he was changed, hopped in the van, and pulled off. That was the day I fully understood opportunity. It comes knocking when it sees you working, but if you aren't ready or for whatever reason you don't answer, it leaves, and unless you're Lloyd Daniels, might not return. Hunt had those opportunities on both the college and the professional level. For instance, a week to prove himself against an eventual lottery pick in Terrell Brandon. And then he went overseas, and it ended with the team blaming him for losing, leading to him saying F their entire country.
And, just treat me like trash. I said, F France.
All in all, Anderson Hunt will always be remembered for the astonishing things he did at UNLV as a player. When he's introduced, it's champion or championship game MVP before his name. But other than that, not very much else. He was a good college player that I think could have made the league had these things not happened. Much respect, salute to him, but for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out. Make sure you follow me on twitch.tv/stuntedgrowthgaming if you want extra free content like me breaking down the day's highlights, moves, drafts, and past players or games upon your request. Let's chat and talk live, as it's easier to answer your questions than a place like Instagram where your messages tend to get lost. Follow me there, it's free and we can connect instantly. Join the Discord as well to chat in-game. I'll leave links to everything below.